Semogere said we had
fought a senseless war. That's what Kawanga Paul Semogere said. He said that we had fought a sensible war. Now, I don't know what sensible war Kawanga Semogere has ever fought.
A sensible one. I don't know how people like Semogere think
would have gotten rid of dictatorship in Uganda if we had not fought in the manner we have fought.
Anyway, for me, I am
That is General Kaguta Museveni. I think it was 1986. He came out to say that Paul Kawanga Semogere had come out to say that they fought as insensible war. You know, Museveni continued to say that he doesn't know how Semogere thinks that they would have gotten over a dictatorship when they hadn't fought the dictatorship. Currently, we are under family rule, a dictatorship that tramps on our human rights, that incarcerates supporters. Right now, Edimuto is in prison. That killed people, thousands, during the November riots or protests. Okay, and these people, they were not able to be patient to the ills of the Obote regime, and they want Ugandans to be patient for their ills. So in this episode, I've come to point out the hypocrisy of General Kaguta Museveni, who was not patient with Obote's regime, and he expects Ugandans to be patient with him. And indeed, Ugandans have been patient for 40 years. Okay? So I'm going to talk about the hypocrisy of General Kaguta Museveni, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawage. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So, we all know General Kaguta Museveni stood as president in 1986. He was not even contesting. He contested, but if I say that he was not even contesting, he was not a forerunner. The election was between Obote and Semogere. When the elections were stolen, Semogere decided not to fight. Museveni fought. But even Museveni, after winning the war, he never gave power back to Semogere, because one would expect that if an election is stolen and you go to the bush, get that election and give it the rightful owner. Museveni never did. That's the first hypocrisy. Furthermore, in 1996, General Museveni stood as president, and he came out to say that Semogere told them that he fought as an insensible war. And in General Museveni's words, he said that the only thing that they had to do to overthrow a dictatorship was fighting. Okay, and I'm going to explain this better, because we are also under dictatorship. These people expect us not to escalate. They expect us to go in a fair election, which very many times the courts have come out to say that the election was not free and fair. Before I proceed, let me play a tape when General Kaguta Museveni was saying this. Here is the tape.
Semogere said we had fought a senseless war. That's what Kawanga Paulo Semogere said. He said that we had fought a senseless war. Now, I don't know what sensible war Kawanga Semogere has ever fought, a sensible one. I don't know how people like Semogere think would have got rid of the dictatorship in Uganda if we had not fought in the manner we fought. Anyway, for me, I am convinced that there was no other way to get rid of the dictatorship. There was no other way to relaunch Uganda, both politically and even economically, without waging the war we waged. And I am eternally grateful for the people of Luwero for the physical base they provided us that enabled us to defeat the dictatorship. That's why, therefore, today I brought all of you the political alumni of Uganda, of the National Resistance Movement, to come here. And together, we salute the people of Luwero by having this ceremony here. But secondly, Luwero is one part of our country that all Ugandans should hold in high esteem.
So
this
that's
is because
General Kaguta Museveni when he was talking about how necessary it was to go to the bush. The same things he talked about against Obote's regime are the same things he's doing now. We had the Panda Gari during Amin and Obote. Now we have drones where a person is taken for weeks. Some are killed, some are brought back when they're having injuries. Okay? We have arbitrary arrest. The trigger, it was a 1986 election. Even up to now, our elections are always scandalous. People are always killed in these elections. Opposition leaders are jailed. Supporters are put behind bars. And General Museveni expects that Ugandans should not judge him on the same yardstick. Okay? There is no bad thing that General Museveni talked ill against the previous governments that he has not done. There is none. If it is there, be my guest, put it in a comment. If it's about judicial killings, we've had them. If it is arbitrary arrest, we've had them. If it's electoral malpractice, we've had them. The recent one was the Kawempe national by-election. But in our constitution, we have a provision that says that on a polling station, there must not be a firearm. But in the Kawempe by-election, a polling station in the mosque, we saw tankers, not even a firearm, a tank on the polling station.
Kino kyekire Kawempe nga bwesaayo okubala akalulu wano ku muzikiti omusajja abamukubye wali n'afa batuyiyeemu amagye n'emmamba ziizo muziraba bokisi emu ey'obululu ebuze bokisi ebuze tetumanyi gyeri.
These are the people who formed the 1995 constitution. They were the architects. One would expect that I will do something that can favor me, at least where I feel favorable. But even in the constitution they did, they cannot follow it. Some of the provisions were put out, like the term limits, like the age limits. Even, okay, in its recent structure, they cannot even follow it. Okay? So it is good to have this on camera and history. General Museveni put up a yardstick which he has broken himself, put out a marking scheme which has failed himself. He came out to say that they had to fight, yet currently we are facing the same thing, and is coming out to say that we must have a democracy. By the way, a democracy that he doesn't even believe in. What a shame. I pray to our beloved country, and I also beseech each and every Ugandan to come out and pray for our beloved country, because we are at a juncture where we can easily slide back to anarchy. That's the journey we are taking. I pray that we are not getting there, but we are surely and steadily going there. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so you can be motivated to do more such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.
Kusaba kibuze mpala na bulungi. Abampala no bulungi. Nange benjagala obulungi.